Hello everyone, we're doing a reaction video from a request from a comment that I got for the song Mr. Knowitall by Primus on the album Frizzle Fry. So we're going to be both reacting to the song because I have actually personally never heard the song as well. I don't have this album, so this will be a new experience for me. You're aware of the band Primus.
Yes.
Your reaction was to Mr. Crinkle. Great video.
Yes.
Not the best song in your opinion.
Not even close to not the best song, but okay, yeah, I really like the video.
Okay, so we're going to both be reacting to the song, and since we both have neither heard it, we'll have our own opinions, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
They call me Mr. Know-It-All. I will not compromise. I will not be told what to do. I shall not step aside.
How do you feel about it so far?
I'm waiting for the video to start so I can enjoy something. It sounds like a young teenager protesting things with some heavy metal.
How do you feel about the artistical talent between the different instruments happening?
I don't think they... I gotta tread lightly here, I guess. What are we talking about? The percussion and the strings, or?
So, in particular, I would say the bass.
I'm unable to wrap my head around the song, so I would give it all a poor. The playing sounds strong. I mean, they sound like good players.
So Les Claypool, he's the bassist and singer for Primus.
Mm-hmm.
He's when I was stating that this band is borderline savant, he's one of the best bass players in the world. He has a very unique style, and if you're trying to be a great bass player, mimicking Les Claypool is the way to go.
Okay, that's high praise.
It's something you should be listening out for in the song, just because we're not watching a video. You gotta start dissecting more of the music itself here.
Yes.
Mr. Crinkle is not particularly one of my favorite songs, but this one,
I will never.
right off the bat, shows much more of the talent behind the bass in particular.
Okay.
The drums and the guitar are very, they're professional, but it's definitely not at the level of the slap of the bass. So keep your ear out for that particular instrument.
Okay.
Me, Mr. Know-It-All. I have no time to waste. My mouth is fused for intellect, and I've such elegant...
So this is definitely less of a song about the lyric and more about the musical composition itself. I noticed that there's a lot of I guess it'd be like triplet playing on the bass. It's kind of one of his more signature moves, is being able to slap with 3 fingers and have each one ring out a different note. And I kind of like the song just because of the composition. It's again, like I was saying, that the Primus does their music for the specific rise out of somebody. This is very like a very good derivative, and this song would have like punk rock as its ancestor. Doing things just for the thrust of the music, but this seems to be played way better on tempo and time than most punk rock is. And what's happening is way less minimalistic. This would be a lot closer to musically, compositionally to jazz than it is to punk rock.
I disagree. I just hear somebody shouting at me. It feels like ants on my skin. The music sounds discordant and upsetting, and I should be bouncing around a mosh pit, slamming into people.
You're getting it.
Yeah, it just sounds angry and discordant.
Jazz is like Congress, 90% of people disapprove, and the other 10% are lying.
I love jazz.
No, this is, to me, this is like what the punk rock attitude does with actual movement of music. It's not like tell you, punk, Primus is not meant to be comfortable. It's meant to be odd. It's meant to be creative to the point where it's really hard to put this to a different artist and say, oh yeah, this is like this that happened previously to this.
Well, I hate to say this, but Mr. Crinkle's growing on me at this point.
And the band itself, I don't know if I said this, it doesn't take itself seriously.
Well, that's good.
Cover art for this is, it's a man's head in a frying pan. Do you understand what they're trying to say right there?
He's a hothead?
No, I think what they're trying to say is that he's high.
Oh.
He's hallucinating. He's on psychedelic drugs.
Okay.
And so, then they all can't be zingers. The cover art is a packet of American cheese.
Yeah, I like that one.
And
that was very clever.
There's just it's just something. I guess you'd have to be more into. I guess maybe the culture of.
Maybe it's a generational thing. Are there any people my age
who understand what frying means? Oh yeah.
Oh no. Who enjoy frying?
Your generation really gave that to the American.
That's not what I meant. I meant, are there any people my age who still enjoy this punk music or post-punk?
Well, punk rock became a thing, I think, in the 70s.
Yeah, I was never.
So I think it's just your generation is the one who really gave birth to that.
It seems like a young person's music that you grow out of.
Okay. Well, let's keep listening.
Okay.
Knowitall. I am so eloquent. Perfection is my middle name. And whatever rhymes with eloquent.
So, I would have to disagree with you on this music being music that you like when you're young and you grow out of. When I first heard Primus, I did not care for Primus. I had a lot of friends who were punk rock, and being a contrarian personality, I just kind of seen it all as very minimalistic, 3-chord showdowns, and Primus grew on me as I was starting to learn how to play instruments. And the talent is hard to represent there because it's not meant to drive comfort in this song. The song appears to be about, from my perspective, it's about somebody who's high and seeing the world for what it really is for the first time. And I think this is about him seeing himself and kind of understanding that, like, his ego is him, and he's seeing this for the first time and is uncomfortable with that facet. My image that was brought to my head while listening to the aggression of the song is kind of like, I like to think of like what music is going through somebody's head. There's a band, oh shoot, I forgot the name of it, but they're what would be considered black metal, and very growly sounds coming from the singer, drums that are just very rapid and very fast guitar playing that's just slamming chords out as hard as they can. And I always think of that music as what cows have in their head, because I think of, like farmland cows as being, not necessarily mistreated, but have very dim ends to them, and that really standing out in the snow and just kind of living your last days until this other species finds their time to consume you. This is really the personality of the cow, is that they are much tougher than we think them out to be. They're ancestors of the Urics, and they're still around, and it's just the way that I would anthropomorphize them in kind of a fictional world. And this one brings me to, I guess, Anakin Skywalker and the idea of being self-conflicted. It's just, like music has very different tastes to different people. This is not meant to be something that, if you're listening to music to be comfortable, this is really gonna pull you out of that.
That's true. And I like to listen to music to be comfortable.
Yeah, I like things that are creative just for the will of being creative. If this band did not happen, they wouldn't influence many of the modern artists that I would like to listen to, who maybe take bass very seriously. This was kind of a band that shows, like, oh no, bass can be a lead instrument. It's not something that just makes the guitar sound a little more full. Mm-hmm. What's happening between the bass and the guitar, very, very different from what they're doing. They're not playing any of the same notes, and they're doing it almost to express, like, that the bass is the lead instrument to the song. It's not the vocals, it's not the guitar. The drums might be considered to be one of the leads to it, just because the drums are very catchy. Primus does this all the time, where they'll drown out all the music except for the drums and that little bit of reverb on the drums.
I thought the drum solo was very catchy and upbeat, and it reminded me of jazz.
Yeah.
But at no point did I think about cows with this.
Oh, no cows. That's conflict. I have no idea what the song is about. So if it's not about a man's personal conflict about his own ego, it could very well be about this guy's neighbor, or like.
If my neighbor played this, I'd move.
Yeah, overall, I will be listening to the rest of this album. I'd like to...
I will not be listening to the rest of this album.
Unless you comment. We're very prone to peer pressure. If you'd like us to react to something, please let us know. And we will try to react to it on a timely manner. We do multiple reactions in one take, so it may take longer for one reaction to come out than another. And there might be more reactions that come out that weren't even commented on to come out, just because there's something that I've completed in production. So, again, if you like this, please leave a thumbs up. If you dislike this, leave that thumbs down. And we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.